Hey guys, Marsdengen here, bringing another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video. And so we just got an interesting update in the news today for a bunch of upcoming content. Most of it is stuff that we expected because it's a lot of stages being added to these events that obviously get more stages as the anniversary goes on. We also have a very interesting addition, a revamping of an old event that long-time players will recognize. But we also have the little bit of information here, the official in-game announcement for the 10th anniversary part 2 pre-stream broadcast. So as you can see here, this is going to be on the 7th of February at 9:45 p.m. PST. So this for me is at like 5:45 a.m. on Saturday morning. But you know, we got to do it for the grind. We will be up, we'll be live, we will see the info. Now, we already talked about this in a previous video, but I went back and looked at my videos for this time last year, just to confirm what sort of information was coming out at what time. And this stream will talk about a lot of the part 2 content, and it should hopefully reveal who the part 2 characters are going to be. But that's it, just who they're going to be, right? No kit info, none of that sort of stuff, no animations, maybe a sneak peek at the animations, but probably not. Because around this time last year, I'd put out a video saying, like, you know, Beast Gohan and Gamma's confirmed for part 2, but that was it. And then the next videos that I put up were things like speculating their leader skill and stuff like that. So we got shown that Beast Gohan and the Gammas were coming, but we didn't get any info on their actual card details. So we should hopefully expect to see that. Very exciting, of course. You know, part 2, another 3 LRs, just like part 1. We kind of already know who the part 2 Dokkan Fest is. It'd be really interesting to see whether they actually address that or not, because they made that post on the official social media about like the leaks and stuff. So it'd be interesting to see whether they do actually mention that at all in the stream, or whether they just skip over it, right? They might even like just announce the part 2 Dokkan Fest like straight away, because they know, if like most people know already, and then just treat it like a surprise, like, hey, we're just going to announce this straight away because we know you guys are excited for part 2 or something. So I guess we'll have to see, but I'll be live to do the reaction, so hopefully I will see you guys there. But we got this info in the game, information on upcoming content, and this is all of the new stage stuff that is being added. So we got the story events, the Tale of the Super Warriors. We've obviously got the 4 sagas, Dragon Ball Edition, Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball GT, and the Dragon Ball Super. Currently, these have what? I think they vary. Like the Dragon Ball Saga one has 5 stages currently. Actually, are they all 5 stages? I think they are. I remember just going through them, like, after that first night where we did the summons, just going through to, like, farm the stones. But I've only brought up the first 2 here. The Dragon Ball Z edition and the Dragon Ball edition, because these are the ones that we've kind of been waiting for here. You can see on the updated splash like art, recruit Demon King Piccolo Elder to your team and recruit Trunks Kid to your team. This is actually the first time, I believe, right, where the anniversary free-to-play characters weren't actually available in part 1. Like, we've had to wait until now for basically the beginning of part 2 for these free-to-play characters to come out. So obviously they won't awaken fully and Easy A and everything straight away, because that's always the deal with the anniversary, right? We pretty much get to like part 3, and that's when we get the Easy A's and all that kind of stuff. But it means you'll finally be able to recruit the Demon King Piccolo and the Kid Trunks. Make sure you farm up the extra copies. They usually both will end up Easy A'ing by the end of the anniversary, so you want to get a Trunks farmed up, Rainbow, like, you know, SA10, all paths, everything, and then get a second SA5 copy. And then for Demon King Piccolo, so he's going to be the LR, you want to get your Rainbow one farmed up, 4 paths open, get a spare SA10 copy and a spare SA5 copy, so you can feed them all in together. I would say for your main copies, probably best to get the 4 paths open, do the auto so they're at like 97%, and then don't worry about putting their actual hidden potential abilities in, because until they get all the way up to being Easy Aid, we don't know exactly what they're going to do. So you don't want to have to like redo. I mean, it's fair enough for free-to-play characters, it's a lot easier to do because you can just farm an extra copy, a couple of copies if you want to reset their hidden potential. But since you're probably not going to use them until they're fully Easy Aid anyway, might as well wait to see what their full kit is going to be before you commit to their hidden potential build. So a couple more story stages. It does say stages 6 to 10 of 4 story events. So 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. So another 5 stages for each. So that's going to be another what? I think, do the stages have 2 difficulties? Let me just double check them in the game now. We can go to the story events, because that's there's a couple of very easy missions for them as well. But yeah, Tales of the Super Warriors. Yeah, they do have 2 difficulties. So that's 10 stones for each one. So that's another 40 stones right there just from the story stages. Then we have the 2 red zones that started releasing during the countdown. The Goku story and Vegeta story. Stages 4 to 6 of 2 ultimate red zones will soon be available. So stages 4, 5 and 6, that's 3 stages for both red zones. So we're going to get 6 red zone stages coming out. And obviously shout out to Minato, he made a tweet. There's, of course, the sagas that we've had so far. Saiyan Saga, Namek Saga, and then Android Cell Saga. So assumingly the next one is going to be Buu Saga. And then I guess we would move on to Resurrection of F. Battle of Gods and then Resurrection of F. So it'd be interesting to see how they do actually name and title them. Because obviously the first 3 are the sagas that we have actual saga categories in the game. But once we're done with Buu Saga, that's when we start moving on to some other interesting stuff. So I wonder if it's like all of the arcs in Super will get one. Because then we'll have like Universe 6 versus Universe 7. The final stage, I imagine, is going to be... Well, actually, no. Will the final stage be Tournament of Power, or will it be Dragon Ball Super Broly? Because, of course, Superhero doesn't really involve Goku and Vegeta, unless the final stage is like their duel on the Beerus planet, where you fight Goku as Vegeta and Vegeta as Goku. But I wonder if it will end with the Tournament of Power or Dragon Ball Super Broly. So that's interesting. Then we have new stages for Dokkan Chronicles being added as well, stage 8 to 10. I've found this event to be quite fun, right, where you can only use the characters from the specific years. These have definitely been quite interesting, so looking forward to these. Obviously, the later stages probably are going to be the hardest because you can use so many of the characters. Like stage 10, you're going to be able to use every single character in the game because it's up to now, right, the 10th anniversary. So I wonder if stage 10 will actually be quite difficult and compared to some of the other endgame content. Be interesting to see. And then we have a new event, and this is the one that I was saying at the beginning for long-time players. Training in the Clouds is coming back. So this used to be, before the Roshi event was a thing, this was like the daily training event that you would do just to get... I mean, link levels weren't even a thing, right? So it's like you do this just to get XP for characters and get like a few training items. So this is being revamped as a special event. We did know from the data from way back towards the start of the anniversary celebration, the Porunga Dragon Balls, which obviously are available and for the first time have been completely split across the entire anniversary, rather than there being a set in part 1, a set in part 2. There was only 3 Dragon Balls available even up to now. And then the next ones get added with part 2, and then the last ones get added with part 3. One of the Dragon Ball missions is to complete this training in the clouds thing. So when that was first seen in the data, that was obviously, people were like, oh, this event's not actually even available anymore. So obviously it's getting a revamp. Collect the treasure item proof of mastery. That's the thing that we have had before, right? I'm trying to remember what... Isn't that one of the... I might be getting confused, because isn't that one of the items for the that you get from Super Battle Road? Because they're... I'm just trying to look in the treasure section now. No, it's Battle Mastery is one of them. So yeah, Battle Mastery and Victory's Light. I'm sure Proof of Mastery is an item that we've had before. But yeah, this is going to be a new training event. Who knows whether it will be limited to during the anniversary or if it's something that will stick around afterwards. Hopefully it'll be one of those stages that has like the increased link level rate as well, because that'll definitely be very useful. But yeah, there you go. Tons of new content coming. Again, shout out to Minato, is in the chat while we're recording this. They don't usually do data downloads at the weekend, so if this info is coming out today, which for me is Thursday, I think for most people it's Thursday now because it's after midnight in most places in the US, data download is potentially Friday, and we're expecting the actual part 2 to officially start on Monday the 10th. So this stuff might not be out until Monday, but tons of stuff coming, loads of extra stones, like 40 just from the story event. The red zone stages give out like 5 for each one you beat already anyway, so that's going to be another like 30 just from these 2 red zone stages. The Chronicles missions gave out a decent amount as well, so we're looking at almost 100 stones worth of content here, potentially dropping on Monday. So let me know what you guys think down below in the comment section. Which things are you most looking forward to? I think for me it's going to be the red zones, right? Like the new anniversary units are so powerful that we don't have any stages in the game really at the moment that are enough to challenge them, so I'm kind of looking forward to getting some of these new harder fights. But let me know what you guys think down below in the comment section. So that is going to be it for the video, guys. This has been the Master Ningen. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new, check out the links down below, and I will see you all again soon. Have a good one.